Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today we are continuing our career and sending Kerman to Eeloo. Our craft is already almost in the orbit, and here we are in the orbit. Let's create our maneuver node to Eeloo. We'll first have to raise our apoapsis and then correct our inclination near descending node. So here is our burn. Because it is a nuclear burn with one engine, we're going to skip most of it, and I'll see you when we are done. Here we are, leaving the sphere of influence of Kerbal and going into the planetary space. Right time to check our inclination and change it so that we can encounter Eeloo and get everything right. Here is our close encounter, and if we fiddle a little bit with the node, we get this. As Eeloo has multiple biomes and we want to get maximum science, we're going to get into the polar orbit around it, and this is exactly what we're doing right now. So let's execute our node, changing our approach into the polar orbit, just like that. And now let's activate all of our engines, because we shut down some of them when we were doing course corrections. And let's go for the circularization burn. 100 by 100 is okay. So let's time warp to our maneuver and execute it. And it looks like we are going to lack a delta V a little bit. So unfortunately we will have to forget about the landing and do only the orbital science around Eeloo. So I'm going to continue getting the science, and I will see you when we are done. Here we are again. We've done all the science around Eeloo, and we are 13 days away from the Kerbal transfer window, so it is very close, and we are not going to wait for it. We are just going to go for the transfer burn. And in the hindsight, the kind of burn I'm doing right now is very bad, because our periapsis falls almost to the orbit of Eve, and that will increase our velocity a lot. So we'll see how it happens and what will become of it in a couple of minutes. For now, we are just executing our maneuver, dropping our periapsis at very rapid speed, and here we are, almost done. So after some course corrections, we arrive to this point, where we have the encounter with Kerbal, and we're doing our final course correction to make sure that we are getting low periapsis and everything is okay. At this point I was very worried about continuous survival of our pilot, because we're going to get encounter at very high speed. So we have to use everything that we can to make sure that our encounter is slowed down as much as we can. For example, we're going to use the reverse gravity assist around the Kerbal to make sure that we are getting slowed not only by the atmosphere but also by gravity. So let's see how it worked out. We are approaching the Kerbal, and we're going to set our periapsis to 30 kilometers, the usual reentry profile. So let's do this little burn. That looks okay. Orient retrograde and time warp to the atmosphere. We are going at 7.2 kilometers per second, That is not good. And our temperature is rising. No. Higher periapsis. At 40 kilometers, we unfortunately skip into the interplanetary space. So let's try it some different way. And in the end, we had to forget about the re-entry on the first pass. So we're going to skip again into interplanetary space. And we're going to wait until we get the next encounter with Kerbal. It happens only in 2 orbits. And we only need light course correction to get it. So let's try how it looks on this try. With 30 kilometers periapsis. Let's even try dropping our parachute. Unfortunately, it burns away. And we are still skipping into interplanetary space. And it was 34 kilometers periapsis. So let's try 30. Nope. After many tries, unfortunately I had to give up on the idea of re-entering with this vehicle. It is simply almost impossible given our speed and eccentricity of our orbit. So what we will have to do now is skip again into the planetary space and leave our brave Kerbal in the orbit around the Sun. After that, we will do the rescue mission, which will provide him with the fuel to get back home and bring all the science which he has along with him. But for now, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye!